phone, I welcome our Director of Public Works, Dan Santos. Dan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sarah. Doing well.
So, Dan, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that happened at last week's Town Council meeting. You were giving an update on the South Coast bike route. And let's first just talk a little bit about those plans. And I know that has been in the works for a long time. And it's just a plan to kind of put some road markings and signage there to mark the route for bicyclists.
Yeah, it's a project that the Town Council approved as a capital improvement project 2 years ago. And a lot of our projects, we put them in the mill, and they take a couple of years to come to fruition. So that's why we're dealing with this now. And while we were doing the planning of this, we worked closely with Growth Management, who actually was the original sponsor of the project, working with the Cape and Islands chapter of Mass Bike, a very active bike organization on the Cape and Islands, and very interested in having our roads and streets be bike friendly. And in particular, there's a route that many of the bikers, you yourself may actually ride this route.
I absolutely do.
And what we've called the South Coast Bike Route in town of Barnstable, which is a route which goes from approximately Town Hall area in Hyannis, and it runs through 5 of the town's villages, going through Hyannisport and Craigville and Centerville and Osterville and Marston's Mills out to Oregon Beach and Katuitt. And it's a 15-mile ride that's very popular. And so there was an interest in having this signed to let bicyclists know the route, ones that may not be familiar with it, but also to let the public and motor vehicle operators to know that this is a bike route and that our roads are to be shared with bikes. That's state law, and that we were going to mark the route with signage, have directional signage for bicycle riders, as well as what's called sharrows, which are share the road arrows. Basically, what that means, painted in the roadway to indicate to motorists that, hey, there's bikes on this route. And so I updated the council. Tom Lynch asked me to update the council just on what the signs look like and where we were, and that we're ready to go to contract to have these signs made and have this installed, and brief the council. And a number of the councilors at the meeting expressed concern, safety concerns. They felt like some of these roads are narrow already, and by putting a bike lane on them, weren't we making it more dangerous? And motorists would have to go around bicyclists, and a lot of the things we hear when we talk about bicyclists sharing roads with motorists. Route 6A is a perfect example. It's very difficult to share on that road. I think there was a little confusion when I tried to straighten it out during the meeting about this question of bike lane, because we're not proposing a bike lane. We're not proposing that there be stripes or a place on the road that's taken away from cars for bikes to be, a bike path or bike lane. But we're simply proposing to mark the route and put pavement markings and signs, making both bikers and motorists aware of the route and that they're sharing this area. But a motion was put forth at the meeting and the vote taken that they wanted to delay implementation of this. We're actually ready to go out and do it, get it done before Memorial Day. Not sure where that stands now and how long they want to delay, but they want to delay implementation to get more details about the exact size of the signs and where they're going to be located specifically, how many, and whether there are safety concerns or if they've been addressed in this. So
right.
That's where we're at.
Indeed, and again, as you said, this was something that was included in the CIP 2 years ago. It was approved, and I know that you've been working, as you said, with Mass Bike. Rob Maselli, who's the president of the local chapter, I know is a big advocate. He works, here on Cape Cod as well as throughout the state, and certainly I would think that part of the implementation of this, part of the discussion process before this was even put in the capital improvement plan, was to take a look at safety, and I would assume that was done, or that has been done already.
Yeah, well, and the safety aspect is really the signage meeting the motor vehicle standards for signage and size and placement and lettering and all that, and the placement of the sharrows on the road, that it's intended to improve the safety of the route by making people aware of the presence of bikes. So this, there's always safety concerns when motorists are mixing with pedestrians or motorcycles or bicyclists. It's just that's the nature of our roadways. We all have to be aware of each other and be cautious.
Absolutely, and again, I think that one of the important things when we think about this is that this is not anything new. This is a route that people in the cycling community, which is very large here on Cape Cod, have been using for many years, and it's one of the at least from a cyclist perspective, it is a safe route, and I think putting the signage there will make it even more safe because the motorists are aware. And you mentioned Route 6A, personally, I don't ride on that. I do think that the shoulders are small. It's very curvy. There's a lot of trees, not good visibility. So almost being able to show that there are safer places to ride will make Route 6A a safer place, perhaps lessening the number of cyclists that we see on that roadway.
Exactly. So we're going to provide the council with what they've asked for as far as information, and hopefully they'll retake that up and we can move ahead. But right now, I'm not sure the timing of how that's working. The town manager is working with the town council president on that.
Great. So do you anticipate there will be another presentation before council?
I don't know. I'm not sure how they want to handle that.
Great.
How we'll get the information to them, but
well, we certainly will try to keep the public apprised of the situation. And I thank you so much for joining us to talk a little bit about it, Dan. I thank you so much. Have a great. Oh, go ahead. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about?
Well, they're
this?
looking 1 to 3 inches this coming Sunday, Monday. So.
What? No way.
Some forecast.
Well, I guess,
it's possible.
It's not unusual, though, for us to have storms in the beginning of April. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll have to keep posted on that. 1 to 3 is not too terrible,
no, we can handle it.
Exactly, and it's not super cold out. But, okay. Well, thank you for that information, and we'll talk with you again next week.
All right,
hopefully
thanks a lot.
We're talking about storm cleanup.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Dan Santos is our Director of Public Works. 1 to 3 inches. What's that all about? It's springtime, for crying out loud. We've got, speaking of springtime, let's go take a walk in the woods. We're going to go out to the Lumbert Pond Conservation Area here on BTM.